Hugh Masekela is a world-renowned flugelhornist, trumpeter, bandleader, composer, singer, and defiant political voice. After 40 albums and featured on countless more, numerous world tours, and a host of famous collaborations, including Harry Belafonte, Dizzy Gillespie, The Byrds, Fela Kuti, Marvin Gaye, Herb Alpert, Paul Simon, Stevie Wonder, and Miriam Makeba, Hugh Masekela has proven himself both as a titan of world music and campaigner for human rights over 6 decades. Born in Witbank, South Africa, near Johannesburg in 1939, Hugh Masekela showed musical ability at age 14. He was encouraged by anti-apartheid activist Father Trevor Huddleston to pursue music. In fact, he helped young Masekela acquire his first trumpet. In 1959, his group, the Jazz Epistles, recorded the first record by an all-black South African jazz band. Soon after, however, he had to leave his country. The political unrest surrounding the 1960 Sharpeville massacre forced him into exile. For the next 30 years, Hugh Masekela lived abroad and became one of the pioneers of the Afro-Jazz sound. He also became an outspoken critic of the South African regime. His increasing popularity led to his performance at the famous Monterey Pop Festival in 1967. And in 1968, his instrumental single, Grazing in the Grass, went to #1 on the American pop charts, an immediate worldwide hit that elevated him onto the international stage. Later, he played on Paul Simon's Graceland tour, which featured several African performers. Hugh Masekela remained an outspoken critic of South Africa's apartheid government and recorded Bring Him Back Home in 1986 as a tribute to the imprisoned Nelson Mandela.
Bring back Nelson Mandela, bring him back home to Soweto. I want to see him walking hand in hand with Winnie Mandela.
The song became a rallying cry around the world and an inspiration to the opponents of apartheid. After Nelson Mandela's release from prison in 1990, Hugh Masekela returned to his home country, South Africa, and has remained there ever since. In 2004, Masekela published his compelling autobiography, Still Grazing, The Musical Journey of Hugh Masekela, of which Vanity Fair said, "You'll be in awe of the many lives packed into one." April 30th, 2012, marked the first International Day of Jazz, produced by the Thelonious Monk Institute, featuring concerts in Paris, New York, and New Orleans. Hugh Masekela continues to be a vital and inspired musical voice, and earlier this year, he released his 44th studio album entitled No Borders, which features a mixture of African musical styles, including Afrobeat, highlife, and kwasa kwasa songs, as well as homegrown Maskandi and Mbakanga tunes. Hugh Masekela has been a defining force in the preservation of South Africa's musical heritage, the safety and well-being of its poor citizens, and the struggle for freedom and human rights in Africa. I'm Sal Masekela. I'm proud of my father, Hugh Masekela, and his impact on the world's appreciation of African music and the plight of African peoples. Congratulations, Dad, on your Freedom Award.
Everybody out there.